Alright, it's going. Say hi.
Hi.
You guys speak louder, because you're all the way over there, dumbass.
What?
Let me move this.
You're fine.
No, so we can actually get it clipped. Because remember, you gotta talk loud, dude.
Oh, okay. I'm not loud. I'm not you.
So, that was a rather cold opening. I'm doing a little impromptu because I don't have my planned other co-host. I don't have my normal co-host with me today. Because I am 200 miles away and I had a long trip this morning.
This might make me a bad brother, but I don't even know who your normal co-host is because I don't watch your show. That make me a bad brother. Like, I don't... Good for you, John. Don't ask me to watch your shit.
You're a dick.
Kinda. I mean, I'm not really internet oriented, so whatever.
So, yeah, my normal co-host, that's Black Storm, or you know him because he brought me down here last on Christmas and was in one of the videos because he was the one that could actually stomach that stuff that you gave us.
Oh, he's the one that drank the
angry water.
The angry water. Holy, oh, I had more of that for you too. Just as horrible. I was like, is all water like this that's sparkling?
So, would you like to go into what angry water is?
Sparkling water.
That's it?
Yeah, that's all it is. It's flavored sparkling water, and it's flavored like ass.
It's because it's usually the kind with no sugar added.
They don't put sugar in it?
No.
Not even a sweetener?
Not usually.
They need something.
I guess you want to participate too?
I mean, I'm just commenting on what he said.
Yeah, it's a cold impromptu because I was going to be doing I was going to have a guest co-host, but he's not available right now, so I'm probably going to, he's going to probably in the next episode that I do, whenever I get around.
Who's the guest co-host?
Seth, I'm not saying his actual name on air.
Oh, do I know him?
Yeah, we talked about him last episode because one of the stories involved us, me and you at his house when the power went out and you set fire to your pants because you were bored.
Oh.
Power went out.
I mean, I remember doing that. I don't remember where I was.
It was the guy I always hang out with when I was in high school. I do always go to his house every weekend.
Snort?
Yeah, Seth. Severoth, as he is now.
Oh, well, you should have said the whole thing. I would have known who you were talking about.
Yeah, Severoth.
Yeah.
Everyone calls him Seth, so that's why.
He used to be Snort back in the day.
Yeah.
Old handles, you know?
I was always Superstrider, so.
You always have been. Since you were like 8, bro.
Yeah. So it was just something I came up with when I was a child and it just sort of stuck.
It was your own little superhero group.
Yeah, that's...
You didn't want to be a superhero. You made up your own superheroes.
Yeah, that's I'm like, for those of you who are wondering where my username comes from, it's just something I came up with as a kid, where I was a leader of this group of superhero or a group of fighting force called the Superstrider Force. Yeah. It just sort of stuck. Keep in mind, I was like 9 or 10 at the time when I came up with this. I'm in my 30s.
Some things the little boys never grow out of. No, zombies!
Are you insinuating I'm still immature?
I'm insinuating you're still a boy.
Please don't eat me, zombie, sir. I'm a good little boy with a beard.
Yeah, my co-host is playing a game on his PS4.
It's called Don't Bite Me, bro. And it's like Minecraft meets Walking Dead.
It looks like a tower defense game to me, so.
It kinda is. But you have to go save people and stuff too. There's stuff to do. I'm actually going over to... Oh, I blew right past it, actually. I forgot where I was going. I got caught up talking to you.
I'm not buying your crap.
So, I was gonna. So the story was.
Where were we? I sidetrack a lot.
I also told the story about the cow tipping thing, which you did.
You dick.
Then I also told the story when you set my pants on fire. I freak out, and then you just say, "Stop, drop, and roll, asshole."
I don't think I have.
John had pajama pants on, and you know how socks get real linty and they go up?
Yeah.
Well, his whole pants were linty like that. And I lit his pants on fire. And you know, it only lasts a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
But he running around like his head was cut off, like, ah! And I was like, stop, drop, and roll, idiot!
This was back during your pyromania days, where you'd like to burn everything.
I used to burn everything.
Do you have any stories of setting things on fire that you regret, like that scar that you have on your hand?
That was dumb. I was melting nylon rope because I was bored, and it drips. Surprisingly.
Because it's made of plastic!
I was in middle school, dude. That's like yelling at a kindergartner for, you know, melting a nylon rope and making a drip on his hand. No, not the baby. Yes, for real, there are pregnant zombies, and if you kill them, sometimes a baby pops out, starts crying, and turns into a zombie and chases you down.
What is this, the stick of truth?
And you have to kill the baby while it's still human before it turns into a zombie. I'm not lying. I just did it, like...
I watched him do it. What the shit?
It's free right now on PlayStation Store. Oh, I'm guessing that's where I'm going. Okay. Like, it's free.
Excuse me, kitty.
Because, you know, I'm a cheap bastard. Lay down, girl.
You can hear a cat in our laps.
Ah! Don't bite me, bro. Oh, okay. That's where the name came from. Look, there's the baby. Kill that fucker.
Could you refrain from swearing, please?
Oh, I could try. Well, you're just gonna edit it later.
No, I'm too lazy.
Oh, shit. Okay. I mean, stuff.
I'm trying to make this somewhat professional, but I'm failing horribly.
What?
Though I did get a message from Top Keck Studios on a live stream he did. He actually listened to the first episode, and he says I should keep doing this. So this is why we're doing episode 2. Though, normally I'm going to be doing it with Black Storm. It's just that for 2 weeks I'm going to be down here, so I can't really do it with him. And
you can talk about country yokel hick stuff, because, you know.
Oh, like when we had to explain when I had to explain to my young sister. I'm not naming her actual name, but what my young sister who didn't know what a Latin king was.
Really?
And it's not and it's not the sister that's over there with mom either. It's the other one.
Oh, well, that's expected. She's a stupid.
So the story with this is,
and she'll never see this. That dumb bitch never shuts up. Shut up right now!
We'll tell that story.
Tell that story.
I don't remember the details about that, other than something I don't remember. But the story, what this was, she was talking about how crazy the people are down here because it's full of rednecks. He's like, oh, don't go on their property, because at the time your dog got out and was running over to people's yards, and she's like, oh, be careful about the people around here. They'll shoot you with their shotguns if you go on their property. And I immediately just laugh at her, saying, oh, that's cute. They need provocation. Where I come from, that not the case with the Latin kings. And then she asked the $1 million question. What's a Latin king? It's like asking...
He's the king of a Latino country. One of the Latin countries. You know,
It's like
there's a lot
asking
of
him
that.
what a member of MS-13 or a member of the Crips and the Bloods are.
You could have told her he was the king of Latin, and she'd have been like, "Oh, isn't that a language?" And you'd be like, "Yeah, where do you think it comes from?" And she would believe you, because she's dumb.
But I had to explain to her what a Latin king was. I'm like, because we grew up in a good part of Gary, but we grew up in Gary.
In the ghetto.
What was in the ghetto, though? I do have a funny story about when I was walking over to one of your friend's house, the big guy we call Tank.
Oh, Tank's house?
Yeah, where I get flagged down by this one black dude in a wheelchair because he thought I was his drug dealer. Keep in mind, I'm walking over to Tank's house with just a grocery bag on me that has a strategy guide in it because he wanted to borrow it. I think it was actually your copy of the strategy guide for Final Fantasy XII. I think it was.
Probably.
And I was bringing it over to him, and I'm wearing a pair of shorts because it was in the summer and a Sonic Heroes T-shirt. I'm wearing a Sonic the Hedgehog T-shirt. And if you've actually seen me, I look like the stereotypical nerd dude thing. It's just like
He's a nerd dude thing.
where I'm like, no way in hell do I look like a gang member or anything like that. Not even close. And he thought I was his dealer.
You got the good stuff, man.
I'm like, excuse me, who are you, sir? It's like, wait, aren't you my dealer? I'm like, no.
Hey, man, you holding?
I got the money, you got the stuff.
We had alcohol?
From the other night when Kara was over, there's like little rings on the table. I'm lazy.
Yeah.
You're lazy.
They're talking about booze. Which, getting mead is very difficult, apparently.
Apparently.
Yeah. You didn't get to try the stuff I had, because Mom had the last of it like yesterday.
I wouldn't have.
It was my bottle of mead that my landlord gave me, and apparently he got from Florida. It's like $50, and it came with an earthenware jar bottle thing with a wooden cork.
That's cool.
So, what are you doing?
She's showing me the world's most largest donut. You
I
can
don't
just
think
go
it's
order.
the biggest, but it's like
Dude,
10
it's a
pounds.
donut. It's a 10-pound donut. It's like this big. She's showing me how they're frying it.
Oh, well, okay, so basically they're making a deep-fried cake.
Basically.
Oh my God, you could do that?
It's the South!
Could you do that? Could you deep fry me a cake?
I could deep fry you a cake. I could
You do
deep
not-
fry you anything you want.
Dude, I've had deep-fried Twinkies!
Yeah, but that's,
I've seen deep-fried Kool-Aid and deep-fried Coca-Cola!
Those should all be available this week, actually, at the fair.
Oh yeah, right, there's supposed to be a
How
fair.
do you deep fry a drink?
They use the syrup.
Yeah.
They make a funnel cake and they use they just use the drink instead of regular sugar. That's how you do it. Because I've seen it. I've seen deep fried Twinkies, deep fried peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. All this stuff is heart attack waiting to happen, and yet people want to eat it.
Yeah, well. Stupid Fentamedican.
Speaking of disgusting food, Saturday was the funeral for a family member that I lost about a month ago. We were just really doing a memorial for him because that's when
Talking
everyone.
about Uncle Jay?
Yeah. And Grandma had dinner over her place that night, and she made corn on the cob, which was good.
Not as good as the stuff growing outside.
Yeah, you're growing your own, so.
Yeah, that's how you know I live in the South. I grow my own corn. And I'm from Indiana.
I told you the other day, it's Ohio, it's South Light. We're in the north, but it's still the South. It's South Light.
It's still Redneck Central.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm the city boy here.
Hey, we are city boys. I just live here now.
But I was saying, she made
Yeah, it's her corn. I didn't grow it.
But like I was trying to say, she made corn on the cob. But the rest of the meal was KFC. She got a bucket of fried chicken. And Domino's pizza.
Chicken and pizza? And what else? Corn
on the cob. Domino's pizza. You know, the stuff that they serve on a cracker. Because it has no crust. And it's...
He is so right.
Because that's what it was!
This shit's so thin, it's ridiculous.
And apparently, I'm like... My grandpa loves it. He's like, "Are you going to take any leftovers home with it?" Or well, you already said my name, John. And I'm like, "No, because that pizza's terrible." We had we had other family over from Florida. Numerous family members from Florida. They said the pizza was terrible. Apparently, my grandpa loves Domino's and can't stand actual pizza because the crust is too thick. Because he doesn't like the crust.
Are you kidding? I'm like, you're not eating that.
Yeah, I'm like, you're just eating a Ritz cracker with pizza toppings on it. And it's obvious it's been sitting underneath a heat lamp because the sauce is solid. Oh, speaking of solid food, oh God. I have another horror story of something I purchased at my local store last week. Hi, kitty.
Her name is Chidori. You don't have to worry about people finding out who she is.
Well, I don't know the cat's name. I'm not.
Phone that's a skull.
Listen to that, kitty.
Is that a phone that's a skull?
Oh, I had one of those. It is not a phone. You talk into the bone and you hide and you trail it. It's like a 20-foot cord.
Oh.
And you hide and the bone lights up and moves its mouth with your words.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You're gonna have to send me a picture of that later.
Send a picture of that.
Oh, well, you're gonna have to send it to my email because I have no service down here. Which I'll get to that. But
It's at a yard sale. It's free.
what was I?
Is it?
What was I
There's a
talking
whole
about?
page of stuff.
Oh, right.
It's all free. It's on Greenbush Road outside of town.
Just
In Eaton?
Camden.
Oh, really?
back to the topic at hand, disgusting food. I purchased from my local store a box of deluxe mac and cheese. They're store brand. And if you guys know what deluxe mac and cheese is, it's just basically just the noodles, and they have an actual cheese sauce, which is kind of like Velveeta sauce or something like that. Yeah, I sound really ghetto for this. Like, hey, I had a couple extra bucks. I wanted something that was filling. And so I was like, screw it, I'm going to buy one. So I bought it, paid way too much money for what I got, but I bought it. You know cheese sauce is not supposed to be completely rock hard, right?
Ow. Put it in the microwave, John.
I did.
Only like 20 seconds.
I
like 2
did.
minutes.
I did. I heated this stuff up. And it's had the consistency of silly putty.
That's weird.
For those of you who never had it, normal sauce is supposed to be like this. Actually has this, it should have the consistency of like soft served ice cream. This was silly putty. Dollar Tree brand was better than this. And I paid at least double the price. I was like, oh, I ate it because considering how much I paid for the damn box. But, oh Lord, that was disgusting. Stupid, or like stupid food stories. So, do you have any disgusting food stories? That just happens to you randomly? Mr. I grow my own corn?
Nothing gross about the corn. Corn was good.
Speaking of corn,
Every bit of food I eat from Katie is delicious.
is that why you put on weight?
Oh, yeah. That's why I have no clothes that fit. That's why everything.
Me, I've gone down several. I've gone down a shirt size, several pant sizes.
I did not want to go in there. You literally go ask Mom. Katie makes better fucking treats than Mom does. Better fudge, everything.
Is that why I'm the skinny one now?
You're probably because you starve and have to buy your own food.
He doesn't have to cook anymore.
Yeah, I don't have to cook anymore. I used to go days and not eat. That's how it worked. That would work.
It's kind of messed up.
Well, that's just how it works.
But back
Not
to the
everybody's
conversation.
as rich as John.
Yeah, I'm rolling in the dough. That's really nice.
Well, you don't go hungry.
Yeah. That's why I'm going to food pantries and stuff like that. Yes, I'm making a whole lot of money.
Like I go shopping at Mom's house sometimes. Like, I don't have any food, Mom. Feed me. I'll leave it like 5 grocery bags. We do it at her mom's too.
But speaking of corn, this leads into our to the next topic we need to discuss.
Why does corn lead you into a topic?
A personal family member who would probably be considered, if you guys listen to Drop Dead Cynical or Top Cake Live, which you guys really should because those shows are funny, and both Jason and Adam are really good hosts. And if you haven't listened to them yet, if you don't know who they are, I'm linking them in the description right now. Go give them a listen now, after this recording, or this when you're done with me, of course. But
send all of your audience away. They're all bored with you.
But they have a thing called the Sped Sled, where they induct people that are or like that they deserve.
Sped Sled?
Yeah,
I really
it's
like this name.
Sped being short for special ed. People who are ridiculously crazy or that deem like Kurt Eichenwald, who tried to cover up the story that he accidentally posted a picture or screenshot.
You're so insensitive to Sped people, John.
Yeah.
Now, Sped is different than special ed. That's why they call them special ed students, not Sped students.
Yeah.
Okay? If somebody's a Sped, they're perfectly normal, and they act like a retard.
Okay.
That is a Sped.
But the prime example would be Kurt Eichenwald with the story of when he accidentally posted a screenshot of his computer and he had a tab of some scat hentai porn with big tits on there, and then tried to cover it up by saying that he was looking up porn with his kids, trying to prove to his wife that tentacle hentai existed.
With his kids.
His kids were in his 20s, but yes.
Oh.
This actually happened.
I believe it, but still, holy shit.
Then, of course, there's Movie Bob, who on the Kiwi Farms has his own entire section.
Sorry, I will never open up porn with my kids and go, see, kids, this is what porn's like.
No, he was trying to prove to his wife that tentacle porn existed.
It's everywhere.
Which
there is actual real life tentacle porn. I have seen that. There's an Asian chick and these tentacles come out and there's wires and shit.
And you didn't realize why that exists, right?
It's been a thing since before video porn.
Yeah.
Like,
you
there
did.
are woodblock cuts of tentacle porn, alright?
Right. You do realize why tentacle hentai actually exists, right? It's a legal loophole because Japanese law, when it came to like adult entertainment, even though you could show the genitalia, you couldn't actually show the penis going into the vagina. Because apparently that was why you always see most hentais. It's always pixelated blurred out and pixelated out. Tentacles was a loophole where you can show a vagina being penetrated, not by a dick. That's the only reason.
That's crazy.
It was a legal loophole. That's why it's a thing.
That's a little crazy. I never knew that. But I knew about the illegality of showing
Yeah.
The penetration thing. I knew about that. But
Yeah, but that's the reason why tentacle hentai exists. But that gives you an idea of what the kind of people are there who are on the Sped Sled. Our cousin,
oh wait, which one?
our blonde male cousin, we're not saying his actual.
Jay?
Well, yeah, that's what his name starts with, but we're
Yeah,
not. Well, we're going by his rapper name, which I'm doing in quotations, by the name of KornBred.
Yeah.
So we're just going to call him KornBred.
Oh, yeah, he's on like mass drugs now.
It wouldn't surprise me.
He's the cousin you see. He goes, "Where's the chicks, bro? Where's they at, man?
I remember
the girls. Like, not around
well,
here."
the first crazy story we have about him was it was on Christmas.
About when he got
when he got the box. It was Christmas. With the entire family is over. This was back when my great grandparents were still alive. This is back before I was still in high school at the time. He shows up with a friend of his that none of us have ever met before, and keep in mind, he traveled 200 miles away because he was living in like southern Ohio at the time, and we were in northwest Indiana, close to Chicago. So he brought this dude there, showed up to the Christmas party in front of God and everybody, and we had like 20 people there, all of our extended family there. Completely blitzed out of his mind.
Oh yeah, he was so high. It was ridiculous.
So he opened up his Christmas present, which was inside of an actual miniature wooden hope chest thing.
It was a double knife set.
Oh, okay.
Inside of a
small
custom little wooden box
that great grandpa built him.
No, it was bought.
Oh, okay. Because great grandpa did do that, so
he did do that kind of stuff. But it was bought as a set. But he opened it up and it was the bottom of the box, and he was like, "Oh, thank you," and then we flipped the box over.
No. When he says, "Oh, thank you," a box. And just trails off, and he just has this stoner's tarred smile on his face. And someone had to actually flip the box over.
I flipped the box over
to show him actually it was.
And he was like, "Oh, it's so nice," and whatever. And then he took the box, and he set it down next to him, and didn't even open the box. Oh, why am I going corn now? And then somebody had to go and
actually open it for him.
Yeah, we had to open the box for him
because he was so high at the time, he had no idea where he was. Weed does not do this. I've never smoked.
Dude,
I grew up in a house full of stoners, so I know how they act. I myself never partake.
Back in the day, man, I don't think he was doing nothing else. But remember, he was getting it from Uncle Jay.
Right.
And Uncle Jay got the greatest shit on the planet. Like, holy fuckballs, good shit. You don't even know.
Or like, I don't know because I've never partaked. You've tried to get me to do that, but you failed.
Oh, well,
though you did get me a picture. You did get a picture of me with a blunt.
Yeah, I got him holding the blunt.
You want to tell that story?
What? You holding the blunt?
How you got me to get how you got a picture of me to do that, and my reaction.
Oh, it was easy. It was a party. We were moving out. I was moving. It was my last party, and I was smoking with all my friends. And I was trying to tell a story, and I'm very moving with my hands.
Yeah, you talk with your hands. You talk around. You do what I do. If you've seen me with videos of me when I'm actually talking. Which there is one on my YouTube of that, but go on.
Yeah, so I'm trying to tell a story, and I'm holding the blunt, and I'm like, well, John, hold this. Because I was in the room, because his room was right next to mine, and I had to go through his room to get into my room. So I'd have to bypass the entire party anyway, just to go to my room. So you told me, hold this. I was like, hold this. And then he held it out like it was a bomb going to explode in his hands. And I was like, don't hold it like it's a firecracker. It's not going to go anywhere. I'm afraid I'm going to bump into it or something and burn myself.
On the cherry?
Yeah. And so you relaxed. And then I turned around to tell my story, and I pulled the camera out of my pocket, and I started winding the camera. One of those old cameras that I don't even know if they sell them anymore.
Keep in mind, this is like 2008, 2009. This is right after you moved out of the place that I currently live at now that I rent out. It was your last time over there.
Yeah.
And I've changed rooms since then. I moved into a bigger room.
And everybody in the room,
except for me,
knew what I was doing.
Me, I was completely oblivious.
Yeah, he had no idea. It was
Maybe because I'm just that dense.
But, and so and I turn around real quick and I snapped a picture, and then he goes, "No!"
So there's a so
like,
he
it's
has
too late now, buddy.
He has a photograph of me holding a blunt with weed in it. This is like about 10 years ago, so
it's a long time ago. I have a copy of that picture.
Of course you do. You have random pictures of me of when you caught me sleepwalking.
I do.
You're a creepy motherfucker, you know that?
You know, it was funny.
But getting back to KornBred, I have a horror story involving him. You were not present for this.
I believe that.
It was around Christmas time. This was like 5 or 6 years ago. And we were visiting Uncle Jay's house.
Right. Uncle Jay and Aunt T, right?
Yeah, Uncle Jay and Aunt T. KornBred was there. He had his entire room on the second floor, which the entire second floor was his bedroom. Which that was actually kind of cool.
Talking about where you come up in the middle?
Yes.
That was actually really nifty.
Yeah, that was actually kind of cool. But he was high. And this is obviously. This clued in exactly how psychotic this guy is. Or this guy was. Was, and why I really should not trust him at all with any form of firearms whatsoever. He had a shotgun. He was loading and unloading it in front of me. An actual 12-gauge shotgun. And not an airsoft thing either. No, he actually was loading in the frickin' shells. And then he just says to me, hey, you dare me to shoot a hole in the floor? You dare me to shoot a hole in the floor? I'll do it. We're on the second floor of the house where his father is downstairs below us. And I'm trying to say to this psycho, no, please don't pull the trigger on the damn shotgun. Then he asked me, would you like a shotgun? I can give you mine.
Should have said yes. Give me your shotgun.
On hindsight, I probably should have did it just to get the damn thing away from him. And just hand it to his father and said, never let him have this ever again.
Oh, he'd have gave it right back.
But he was high, and he was playing with a loaded shotgun. This is why we consider him a sped. Or one of the reasons.
It's pretty spedish, bro.
Because this guy was crazy. And I haven't seen him in years since then. I haven't seen him since then.
Right?
Probably with good reason. Though I did find out his sister turned into a lesbian.
Yeah, I mean, right now, anyway, I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. That's her thing, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't care. You like girls, so do I. More power to you.
yeah, I'm a lesbian.
I like the girls too. Oh, we don't have Eric the actor here, so we can't do that. We don't have Wheel Girl here either. But I don't think we need to put up with her just acting it up or whatnot.
Did you say Wheel Girl?
Wheel Girl. Yeah, she was a member of the
Did you say put up with her?
This is back in the day when she was on the Sped Sled, and really she was just screwing around because in reality she's an actually really cool person and just didn't give a fuck. But the reason she's called Wheel Girl is because she's actually wheelchair bound.
Oh, okay, so that's why you call her Wheel Girl.
Yeah, that's what she called herself.
Oh.
That was her username. Or that's her username. I might get her in a future episode, assuming that because she usually hangs out with Reese Kane on Discord and stuff like that. Which I'm asking him if he can be on a future episode with me, so we can just talk about video games and stuff. Just basically talk about all the crazy collections that we have. Because I've been on his streams before, so. But you don't care about that. Do we have any other stories about KornBred?
Oh my god.
Because I know we have several. Because he's done some really crazy shit.
This is really dumb. It's hard to say, really. Let's see, Justin. I don't know.
Yeah. Other than he wet the bed until he was like 20.
Jeez. Did he really?
Apparently.
Holy shit.
I think once he became a teenager, he just didn't give a shit anymore.
He was like 10 or 12, and he bought his mom panties for Christmas.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah, he bought his mom the stripper panties.
Oh yeah, that's right. His mom was a stripper at Deja Vu, and if you guys know what Deja Vu showgirl,
and she used her daughter's name. She went as C, I think is what it starts with, or S. You remember A's middle name, right?
Yeah, we could go with her middle name because my cousin who's now the lesbian, her middle name is Chanel, as in the beauty product Chanel.
Yeah, that's right.
And this is the kind of thing that this woman did. But getting back to Deja Vu, if you've seen the signs for there where it says hundreds of beautiful girls and 3 ugly ones.
That was the joke. She was one of the
ugly ones.
No! I just put a hole in my thing. Bad tummy.
Don't be talking about your thing.
Put a hole in my wall of defense.
Oh. No, so I thought you were referring to that one teacher you had when you were growing up that just when you couldn't think of the word, you just said thing and then you would just start twisting into something perverted.
Don't tell me about your thing. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which,
he wanted you to be specific. Oh, look, it won't let me plant it right there.
You can't break the game this time. But
no, I will. I will. Give it time. Sometimes it won't let you because the trees were just planted there.
Yeah. But we do have I have a horror story because it did involve you because you're the one who told it to me. Remember our old social studies teacher back in middle school?
Wait.
I told this to a few of my friends. I don't know if...
What was her name?
I don't remember.
Are you talking about the one with the vibrator?
Don't spoil it! Don't spoil it. But don't spoil that part.
Well, shit.
Okay, so Top Keck, Adam, you have to listen to this part because this actually happened. You dealt with crazy shit when you were in the military. No, we dealt with crazy shit in the Gary public school system. At our middle school, we in our social studies class.
She retired that year.
But this happened. This old lady in her 60s.
Yeah, she was up there.
Yeah, in a room full of 6th graders did this. What would happen was every now and then we would watch movies on, like, it was an old TV with a VCR from the 80s, you know, the top loader ones. Mm-hmm. That was loud when you hear it, so it would make a humming noise when you would put it on. This went on when I was there.
Yep.
I had no idea that I had no idea that this happened, or this was actually going on, until I found out 2 years later, because it kept on going when my brother had them, because this was back when we were in 6th grade. And you said that one particular day when it was just like partway through the year, it was one of the movies that she happened to be showing you that day.
It was Friday movie day or whatever day it was.
Where you just hear the normal buzzing noise, then all of a sudden you would hear, what everyone heard in the classroom was, or something like that, a thump on the hardwood floor.
No. She dropped it while she was using it.
Yeah, thump from on the floor, and what rolled out from underneath her seat.
No, it wasn't the thump that got everyone's attention. It was the vibrating, bouncing dildo that bounced down the fucking floor, across the floor.
It rolled out from underneath. Well, I usually just say you just heard a thump. It rolled out from underneath her desk was a vibrator.
Yeah, no.
This woman was in her 60s.
She dropped it, and the thing bounced around.
Was in her 60s, in a room full of 12-year-olds.
Masturbating.
And I was in this same classroom when this was going on. What was your reaction when you first saw that? When you saw that? When you seen that?
Oh, dude, it was just crazy. Everybody was like screaming, yelling.
And then she went away. She went into early retirement.
She left. Yeah, she left. They got a sub for the other half of the year. Mr. Gold took over for her, but I don't remember what her name was. Mr. Gold. I had detention with him and some black kid, and this I can't remember the kid's name. But he was.
We'll just call him Token.
All right, Token. Yeah, okay.
Token black guy for the story.
This might ruin the Token thing because this is so funny.
You say that, but in my group of friends, I'm the token white guy.
Cool.
Because most of my friends are black.
But what it is he was talking about how he hated going to his grandma's and how she would give him these hot water enemas. And I'm going to interrupt you.
This is days after I've listened to the latest Drop Dead Cynical with Twisted Puppet was on, saying that she did not believe in enemas. She did not believe in them. And then to Top Keck Live, which was posted yesterday, where she clarified that she just says, "Oh, I know they exist, I just think they're bullshit." So, you say that. And Adam's ragging on her the whole time. Well, Jason was ragging on her the whole time in the show. She doesn't wash her coffee cup either. But back to your story.
Yeah, he said that his grandma, he hated going there because she'd give him hot water enemas. And he's talking about how every time she did this, he'd feel all this warm and flush feeling. And me and Mr. Gold are dying. we are dying laughing. I literally, it was so funny, I could have got up and left and not got in trouble. But I wasn't going anywhere. I wanted to hear the story. So, and she does this like every 2 weeks or every month or something to him. And
So
just
I'm like,
she's gonna
he just
mention
goes to
gay.
grandma. He
Like,
just goes to grandma's house to get a hose shoved up his ass.
That's not the only reason he goes.
But the way
He
you
goes
just
to visit grandma. I don't know what the story was, but grandma's in his life apparently. You see your grandma once every couple weeks at least, don't you?
yeah.
See?
But she doesn't shove hoses up my ass.
Good luck with that.
I'm like, no.
Not just you.
Or though she did make me feel uncomfortable at the time when I was growing out my beard. And she said, if you weren't my grandson, because I had the beard, if you weren't my grandson, I'd date you. I don't know how to respond to that.
You don't.
I'm like, I just turn around.
Let me plant here. It's because the trees are too close.
Yeah.
I can do here, but not here.
But I'm like, she told me that, and I just walked away because I don't know how to respond to that, and I just couldn't identify that with a response.
Yeah, how do you?
This is the same woman who said, I'm not racist, but blacks should stay with blacks and whites should stay with whites. There shouldn't be mixed marriages.
My boss said the same thing. The old guy I was working for. He's like, I'm not racist, whatever.
Oh, you want to tell that story why you no longer work for them? Because they fucked you over?
Who?
Your old boss.
No, I just quit my job today.
Oh!
Because I got a new job.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the one that you lost around Christmas time.
Oh, yeah, that crap around my birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that was crappy.
So you want to tell that story?
Well, it's nothing special.
But it's just dickish, but still. Basically,
well, I come in on first shift and stuff for extra hours and to train for things on Saturdays because they don't have it on second shift. And there was apparently a separate sign-in sheet for second shift people on the first shift thing. But I was signed in the first shift sheet. Oops. And it turns out, every time I signed the first shift sheet, they marked me as absent. And so I pointed out when I didn't actually point out.
you pointed it out. I'm like, yeah, I did sign this. I was here. Here's the proof. And then they said, well, okay.
No, I called them up and said, check the time cards. I was like, because they told me I was fired for absence, and I was like, what did I, like, you missed Saturday, all these Saturdays, and I was like, no, I've never missed a Saturday. I was like, check the time cards, and they called me back a few hours later and told me I was right, and they were sorry, but they already hired a replacement to replace me, so I was fired anyway.
Accompanied with probably the greatest of intentions.
It's a temp service.
To quote Jason from Drop Dead Cynical.
It's a temp service. They can fire you for any reason, anytime.
Well, so it's at will.
Yeah, I mean, it happens, but...
But that was kind of dickish.
But they approved my unemployment because I was let go unlawfully.
Yeah, because they didn't want to get sued.
Damn straight.
So, alright, okay, we talked about bad food, we talked about KornBred, the Sped. We talked about...
KornBred, the Sped. That's just... Did you even mean to rhyme that just now?
No.
It did.
We talked about Vibrator Woman. Pedophile Vibrator Woman. Anything else that's crazy that went on? I'm not even going to go to the phone story. I don't feel like it.
What about, do you remember Mr. Saja?
Who?
He was the science teacher at Calumet. Droned on in a monotone voice of nothingness forever on and always.
I never had him.
Oh my god, he just didn't give a fuck anymore. For real.
Well, I did.
Like for real, like you spent spit wads on his face, and he'd just leave them there and keep talking. I used to rip the tops off my desk every day until there were like 5 desks left at the tops I hadn't ripped off of.
Wasn't there a story about someone?
Somebody stole a microscope.
Someone stole his glasses, carved the words "fuck you"
on them, and put them in his mailbox. Look, that's a baby.
Yeah, he's still playing this game.
Yeah, and there was this one time we taped a walkie-talkie to the TV on this right by the intercom, and somebody in the back of the class chimed on the walkie-talkie, so it sounded like it came out of the intercom, and said, "Mr. Sajat, you had a phone call in the office." Well, he left the room, and I immediately jumped out of my chair, ran over to his desk, and swiped it completely empty, stood the desk on its side, standing up like this, and pushed the big flat empty part against the door. And you couldn't see into the room until you opened the door. And we took the other desk and did the same thing to the science utility closet that feeds into the in-between.
Yeah, I know how those rooms are built.
Because it got them that feeds to both classrooms.
Yeah, if you played like a Persona, you know how those classrooms are usually laid out in those games, kind of like that. But you did that.
Yeah, and he came back, and we got a reaction. He's never reacted to anything. Nothing. There was a kid in his class, broke the display glass on the glass display cabinet and stole 11 microscopes. He left them in his locker at the end of the year. He didn't even want them. He just took them to take them. He's like, we're never going to use these anyway.
So his reaction?
Nothing. No reaction.
No.
Talking about when... he lost his shit. He lost his shit.
You basically originally was a zombie, or like basically not a zombie, a robot.
Yep. And all of a sudden, bam, he just became I'm a real boy! Oh my god! He was so mad because the desk weighs like 400 pounds and his old ass can't move it. They had to call maintenance to come in with a dolly and move this desk. Oh yeah. No joke. And then, then no one ratted me out.
I had the black lady from chemistry who turned her hand green.
What?
Because she didn't know how, or like, we were in the chem lab, and we were handling different types of acid. One of them was nitric acid, which one of its byproduct, or one of the things it does to your skin, in addition to as being a skin irritant and actually burning you, was it makes your skin change color. In addition to burning you. She got it all over her hands because she was doing something without paying attention. Turned her hands bright green. And this was a black lady. As black as you've seen her in my videos how dark a skin Black Storm is? She was that color.
You call him Black Storm. Jesus.
He calls himself Black Storm! That's his name online!
He gave himself a racist-ass name.
Dude, this is the same guy when we were playing Totally Accurate Battle Simulator.
Sorry, but I have never seen a race who is racist against somebody who is a darker color of the same race than them. But you see that nigga over there? He's so dark, he make black look white. He's smiling, all you see is eyes and teeth.
But basically, black as the ace of spades, turned her skin bright green.
Jeez. Like
and she retired early too, but she was in her 30s because she didn't retire early. It was like the next school year. She just left. Just didn't. She just didn't show up.
Fuck this place. It's dyeing my hair.
She didn't like me.
She probably didn't. How dare you not care about your students? In all defense, she was probably a cunt.
Yeah. Speaking of...
Maybe John won't be so lazy about editing. I don't know.
I don't have monetization on these videos because YouTube changed the terms of service thing.
Oh, really?
Which was BS. They
What's
changed
the
their
terms say
algorithm.
now?
Because I don't have enough followers or page views or whatnot, so I don't qualify. I no longer qualify to get ads. So screw it. Screw it at this point. I'm tired.
I'm tired. It's not worth it. Fuck. Jesus. I'm old. I'm getting old. I'm tired.
You're playing a game that has zombie babies.
Dude, that's the most fucking craziest thing about this game.
And I can't I realize I've been ragging you
I
about
saved the hobo. I had to get him gasoline and pizza.
And yet
he gave me the key to his cardboard box that I have not gone back to see what's in there yet.
How do you lock a cardboard box?
I don't fucking know. Let's go find out.
Why do you need a key for a cardboard box?
Because it's fun.
What is he, Solid Snake?
I don't know, dude. He's a hobo.
But I can't really rag on you for playing something this screwed up when I play Shin Megami Tensei.
I should have.
I've been playing Nocturne.
I should have grabbed my fake ass Buster sword.
Because I've been playing through Nocturne with the serious intent on actually playing through the entirety and beating the game, and getting through the getting to the true final boss. Which
see, there's the box.
Yeah. Which the true final boss. Which, spoiler alert, you have to clear the optional dungeon to access it. But the true final boss you fight against Lucifer to become the new Satan.
Oh, that's fun.
Well, it's a game where 5 minutes into the game, with the game starting, the world ends.
That's fun.
The world ends. Game begins. You're now a demon. Go recruit other demons. Oh, and Dante from Devil May Cry. Which, for a while, I was chilling with the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. I made them my bitches.
Did you really?
Yes. Well, 3 of them was. The first one I dealt with was actually the one I had the most trouble with. The White Rider was the one that would who killed me twice. I got 2 game overs on him. 3rd time he kicked his ass. The other three horsemen. I remember one fight in particular. Their most his most powerful spell. Yeah, it says unlocked. His most powerful spell did nothing to my party, or did for 3 of my party members. Did nothing to, and the 4th one absorbed it as health. And this is supposed to be a member of one of the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. I can't remember which one it was. Then I recruited the Mother Harlot, and then the Trumpeter. Now I have Dante.
Oops.
I now have the Lord of Flies, Beelzebub, in my party, as well as Metatron, the robot angel Jesus thing.
The Metatron is the voice of God.
But he's a robot angel in Shin Megami Tensei. Literally, he is an angel Gundam.
Speaks for God, apparently.
If God had a mobile suit, it would be this. I'm probably posting a picture of him right now. Oh, and sadly, you can't get him as a summon or as a monster or a recruitment in Nocturne. But I was kind of hoping to get Mara because, well, anyone who's played any of the Shin Megami Tensei games, everyone knows what Mara looks like. A big green penis with tentacles. And apparently is female. It's a giant green dick. And no, I am not showing that on screen because I don't want this to be flagged. Though I'll show you what Metatron looks like because it's just... It's a cool design, but whatever.
I am the Metatron.
My name is...
The real Metatron is played by the guy who who does
My name is Phil.
Severus Snape.
This guy has like green eyes.
What's the name of the actor who plays Snape?
Rickman.
Alan Rickman is the true Metatron.
Yeah.
You probably don't get that.
I've seen Dogma, dude.
Doth my eyes truly be open to the truth?
Dude, I had to show you the movie I saw, which was which Jason showed on Secret Project a couple years ago, which was Alien Sex Party.
Still haven't watched that.
No, you did watch it with me.
Did I?
And when I was last here, I showed it to you. It has Dante from Clerks in it.
Oh, okay. Look, things I recognize.
Then, of course, I have a movie, and I now have a modern movie that just came out that I do want to see, because I saw the first one. The Equalizer 2 is out.
The Equalizer 2? Like, I have a key to this bus. I saved this bus driver.
Have you not seen the first Equalizer?
Won't let me in the bus. That's weird. No.
Do you know what it is?
An equalizer is a thing that has to do with sound.
I'm talking about the movie, dumbass.
No, I was being a smartass.
Yeah. But no, it stars Denzel Washington, and to put it how Jason put it, it is Home Alone with barbed wire hanging.
Really?
It is Home Alone inside of a department store.
So he's trying to stop burglars?
It's the Russian mob. Or like at the end of the game, or at the end of the movie, I'm not going to spoil it, but it just goes into Home Alone territory, where it's just using the entire hardware store, all the stuff inside there. Like there's a grenade inside of the break room. There's a break room's microwave, which he somehow programmed, even though the power was shut down. And when they restored power to the entire store, it kicked on and then blew up. He shot a dude in the throat with a nail gun, and watched him bleed out on the ground. He hangs another dude with barbed wire, and another guy he shoves a pair of hedge trimmers in his throat.
It's like zombie fighting.
I'm like, the Equalizer's fucking awesome. That and John Wick. Have you seen that?
John Wick?
Yeah. It's a Keanu Reeves movie.
No.
Where Keanu Reeves goes around and just kills everybody. Because...
That sounds right.
No, literally, it's because he goes after the Russian mob again. It's the Russian mob. Well, because the main mob boss's son stole his car and killed his puppy that his dying wife gave him so that when she died, he would still have something to love.
Well.
And so the dude just snaps. And the best line where the mob boss is trying to explain to his son exactly how badly he screwed up. And like, it was just a car. It was just a car. You do not realize who you stole. It doesn't matter that you just stole a car. It's what matters is who you stole it from. You ever heard of the Boogeyman? So he's the Boogeyman? I'm like, no. John Wick is the man you send to go kill the fucking Boogeyman.
And the mob boss, what's he gonna do?
Or I'm like, the mob boss is like, he tried to talk him down. That didn't work.
He probably killed
He
him.
just had to explain to his son, I'm like, I'll do my best to protect you, but you're screwed.
I have a dog. He'll follow and fight with me.
You has puppy?
I has puppy.
You has a doggo.
I have good doggo. He's a doggo friend of mine. Big doggo friend. Yay.
Oh, we're talking about doggos now. I want to play Undertale again. It's just to see the annoying dog.
I'm making a second row because sometimes they get through. And
we've been going for over an hour now, dude.
who gives a shit? You can edit it or whatever.
Yeah, the last one went over an hour as well. That's
care.
a big bone.
Yeah, I don't know what the purpose of that is yet. I've been pushing it to my door and using it as a door.
Last episode, we ended on Skeletor and Dr. Girlfriend being in a couple. I'm wondering how that sex would sound like. We talked about...
two men?
Then, of course, there was the bit where last time we talked, you probably didn't hear it, though. We were talking about love interest for Scooby-Doo.
Doesn't Skeletor sound just like the Monarch, though? And Dr. Girlfriend sounds just like Girlfriend from Adventure Time?
I don't know. We've had I'm trying to figure...
big boy.
Okay.
Come here to mommy.
I think we do have a title. It's probably not going to be as great as Dominatrix Houndoom for the first episode, for the pilot episode.
Dominatrix Houndoom? What are you going for? I could come up with something fucked up.
Because that actually tied into something we ended on. Because we were talking about Scooby-Doo and love interests. And then crossovers that he did. And one of the few things we never seen was Pokemon. And then I came up with the idea of having a Houndoom as his love interest, who was a dominatrix.
Did not mean to kill that tree.
But I think we've already came up with it. KornBred the Sped. We'll just call this episode KornBred the Sped.
Jeez.
It's not like we're actually saying his actual name.
It's alright, we don't like him.
But don't say his actual name, guys. The doxing is bad.
What is? Did you say doxing?
Doxing.
What's doxing?
Posting information of an actual person on the internet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like address, names, and stuff like that. I can't believe I have to explain this to you.
I told you I don't internet. If your fans don't understand that, then they weren't listening, and they shouldn't be your fans. Stop listening if you won't listen. John's like, I don't care, just play me in the background. You might laugh.
The final thing was, I had to explain to Grandma.
What?
Yesterday, two days ago,
Grandma.
or like 2 days ago, the concept of a podcast.
It's like TV, but on the internet.
No.
Normal people. That's how you have to explain it to her, because there's no way that she'd really understand technical.
No, because I was showing her bits of the first episode, because particularly I was showing her a bit about the cow tipping thing, as well as you setting my pants on fire.
I love how you did share the cow tipping thing with everyone. This is so lovely.
Mom does.
Yeah, I bet. She thinks it's funny.
But then again, I also share the story of you setting my pants on fire and then telling me to stop, drop, and roll with everybody too.
I gave you a pencil.
Because that was in the first episode as well. But she was like, "There's no video. Where's the picture?" Because it's just my title card in the background. It's like, it's a podcast. It's audio. It's supposed to be audio. You're supposed to listen to it. But the concept of it's a radio show on the internet. That's what I had to say.
It's a video radio show.
No, it's really meant to be listened on an MP3 player and stuff like that. It's just it's a video because it's on YouTube and you have to have video, which is just a static image for me. Because whatever. Hi, Chidori.
Look, you remember her name. It's a native cow.
Well, she's a friendly kitty.
She's uber friendly.
Because kitty. I'm probably gonna edit this or end this video with a picture of this cat. Because kitty.
She's cute.
So you want to say anything else? Or do you want? Let's just wrap this up because we've been going for over an hour.
Zombie!
I'll see you guys next. Or I'll figure out when's the next time we're going to do this. I'll try to make this a weekly thing. Key point: try. No promises. There's still no set schedule for this yet. I'm tired. I've rode in a car for like several hours today.
Oh, quit your bitching. Me and Katie drove out to fucking Boston in one day.
Because you're crazy.
You're like, I was in the car for 3.5 hours. We were in a car for half a day. 16 on the way home. 16 hours.
Not as crazy as something.
We stopped at Niagara Falls.
But I thought waterfalls don't exist.
I said Niagara Falls.
Again, waterfalls do not exist.
Why?
I'll explain it to you later.
All I know is that you shouldn't go chasing them. Because you'll fall off a cliff and die.
Those of you who listen to the show and listen to anything that Jay or Adam have put out immediately know where this is going. So I'm putting the kibosh on it now. Bye, everybody!
Bye.